So that's it, we've put on the drive shaft now. There is a one trick when you reassemble it. The manual writes about it. What you have to do is you have to tighten it. That means that you have to move the whole bearing about half of the centimeter, 4 to 6 millimeters forwards. That's how it gets tightened. And you have to bolt it on, and that's it. We have to find the tightening torques for the differential so that we could do it properly. We found the tightening torques for the differential. The front mount has to be tightened 95 Newton meters and the rear mounts have to be tightened 77. That was the last thing I had to do for the differential. I tightened the rear mounts. Now I will check the drive carrier, how this one's tightened. And as we can see, it's tight enough. And the front mount's tightening is stronger, so keep that in mind that you wouldn't miss it. Now all we have to do is tighten the drive shaft. Now I'm just attaching the stabilizer, the sway bar, so that I will have enough room to work on the car. We just changed the differential and we're putting the car back in its place. All that's left to do in the back is to put the half shaft. The drive shaft is done. The last thing under the car is the exhaust system, but the exhaust system will be done in the future because it's still missing some parts, such as the back of the exhaust system, exhaust tank, or I don't know how to call it.
Muffler?
It's missing a solid muffler. The one I have has holes in it. Of course, I'm planning a muffler delete because of the sound. It should sound amazing. So that's it for now. We're putting car back in its place. Hi guys, today our mission is to put in the half shafts and to refill the differential. Let us finish the mechanical work today and we'll move on to electronics somewhere next week. Let me show you what we will be using today, and this is a half shaft for the medium differential. This one precisely is bigger version, a 38mm wide. You can also use a 27mm half shaft, but I chose this one because it seems beefier to me. So you can use whichever you want, whichever you find cheaper. They're both suited for this. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to unfortunately loosen the differential again so that I could access this bolt, because as you see there's no room in here and I cannot unplug it, so that I could refill it. And when we loosen that, the differential will drop out and we will have some clearance here. We just accessed the fill plug. We made ourselves some room by loosening these two bolts, and all we have to do now is to refill the differential. It requires approximately 1 liter and 400 milliliters of oil. I'll be filling it up until it will run out of the differential.
Talk about making money, man. I don't know what they're thinking about. But right now,
we cannot access the differential correctly so that we could refill it, and we're using a a needle.
Every time you do something, oh, that's it. They gonna be the main one.
And we just refill the differential with its fluids. We're using some sort of fluid gasket maker so that it wouldn't leak in the future. All we have to do is put the differential back in and put in the half shaft. It's such a pain in the ass, I can't even describe it. The first thing you have to do is you have to lubricate the teeth of the drive shaft. That's very important so that you would be able to take it out so much easier. As you saw, I took it out with my hand, with my bare hand. All you have to do is you have to use copper oil. So screw the bolts into the differential and you're good to go. And the procedure is all the same. Use the oil, slide the half shaft into the trailing arm. We tighten everything up, we tighten the sway bar, and we'll get the car down. Now's the time that we have to ask some help from our friends or somebody else, or your mom, to use the handbrake. That would stop the rotation and you could tighten it. So can you please use the handbrake now? It's quite hot. I'll think that will be enough. So we just tightened the nuts of the half shaft. The last thing that we have to do is we have to hammer the half shaft nuts in their place. For that you have to remove the wheel. Okay, now very important thing. How do you hammer it in? As you see, there's a half shaft. Come here, I will show you. As you see, the front of the half shaft is a bit cut in. That's the place where you have to hammer the nut so that it wouldn't move. Just hammer it in a bit. Don't overdo it, because if you need to remove the half shaft in the future, it will be a pain in the ass. Now all that's left of the front is to assemble it, because all the parts are in place except for the radiator fan, which I'll have to solder the wires because the wires were damaged by the previous owner. We call it the mustache. Don't know why it's called so.
Yeah, we can go and y'all can have a beer and I'm gonna have some cranberry juice. You know, we need some big steak and do it like players and then make some abs together and talk about whatever. You know what I mean?
You just put it in. That's your indicator, that's your lamp, it's all
Nope, nope, it's fucked up.
What?
You can put a finger here. Shit's fucked up.
So today's episode's over. The job's done. Differentials refilled, half shafts are in place, everything's tightened up, and I won't need to get back to the back side of the car because everything's done there. What's left is to bleed the brakes and to assemble the exhaust system. That's it probably, but the only thing that's left is to redo the return pipe for the heater because my old one was broken. Actually it was cut, I didn't see that before. I think I'll start with the wiring in the following month or so, and that's it. If you're still interested, stay tuned and we'll show you how to start this bad boy up.